All right. So, are you ready to dive into something creepy?
Always.
Let's talk about Annabelle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The haunted doll. Everyone knows her from, like, the movies.
Mm.
But we're going beyond Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, way beyond. Straight to the source material.
Sounds good.
We've got accounts from Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're huge in the paranormal world.
They are.
But we've also got some different opinions, some academics, science writers, that kind of thing. They were a little bit skeptical.
That's good to have, though.
Yeah. So we're going to figure out if Annabelle is actually as terrifying as she seems.
Right.
Or if there's something else going on here.
I mean, Annabelle is a cultural icon, right? It's hard to even separate, like, the real story from the movies.
Oh, absolutely.
And all the pop culture stuff.
Right. So let's start with the Warrens, their version of the story.
Okay.
They claim that this Raggedy Ann doll, totally normal looking, was given to a nursing student back in 1970. Mm-hmm. And things got weird pretty fast.
Yeah.
This isn't just like your average creepy doll vibes.
Right. Like, according to the Warrens, they had a psychic medium take a look.
Okay.
And they determined that the doll was actually possessed by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, whether you believe in that kind of thing or not, the incidents that are reported after that are pretty intense. We're talking, like, violent, threatening even.
Really?
Yeah, not a good roommate.
So you're saying this doll caused, like, violent incidents.
Yeah.
What are we talking about specifically?
So the student and her roommate said that things would move around.
Uh-huh.
Messages would appear, written down, you know.
Oh, wow.
And then there were even physical attacks.
What? No way.
Yeah, so that's when they contacted the Warrens. And the Warrens were like, yeah, no, this is demonic.
Whoa. So what did the Warrens do with a demonically possessed doll?
I mean, what can you do? They took it, right?
Right.
Took it into their custody. They had that occult museum up in Monroe, Connecticut. Mm-hmm. Put it in there, tried to, contain it, keep everyone safe.
Oh, right.
But here's where it gets even weirder.
Yeah.
The museum's closed down now.
Oh, really?
Zoning violations.
What?
So no one really knows where Annabelle is right now?
Oh, that just adds to the whole mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so creepy. Okay, but there are those other voices out there.
Right.
The skeptics. You mentioned Joseph Laycock.
Uh-huh.
He's a professor of religious studies.
Yes.
Doesn't really buy the Warrens' whole story.
Yeah. Laycock's an interesting guy. He actually went to the Warrens Museum.
Oh, okay.
And he described it as, well, he literally said, quote, off-the-shelf Halloween junk.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So he kind of sees this whole legend, the Annabelle legend, as like a case study in how does pop culture and paranormal beliefs play off of each other.
Oh, that's interesting. So is he saying the Warrens like made stuff up? Or is it more like the story got bigger than what actually happened?
I think it's more like he sees this whole demonic doll thing. Like we see it in movies all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. Chucky,
exactly.
Yeah.
But that might actually be, like, rooted in these older stories. Like, Robert the Doll.
Oh, right.
Have you heard of that one? Mm. Another haunted doll. And even that Twilight Zone episode.
Living doll.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's, like, a perfect example of pop culture influencing, like, real-life fears.
Totally.
Do you think that the Warrens... maybe on purpose, maybe not, tapped into that, like with their whole portrayal of Annabelle?
It's possible. And Laycock makes another point, which is like the whole demonic doll thing. It allows like modern demonologists to find evil, supernatural evil in everyday objects. Like it's not way out there. It's in your house.
Right. It's like the line between normal stuff and scary stuff gets blurry.
Exactly.
And think about how creepy like a kid's toy can be.
Oh, yeah?
Like, in the right context.
Yeah.
Chucky. Talkie Tina.
Uh-huh.
I mean, suddenly your childhood teddy bear doesn't seem so innocent.
Right.
Yeah.
It changes your whole perspective.
Totally. Okay, so then we've got Sharon Hill. She's a science writer.
Yeah.
And she's even more, she's more critical of the Warrens.
Yeah, she is.
She actually says that a lot of the myths around the Warrens were kind of self-created.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it's hard to know what's real and what's been exaggerated for the good story.
So she thinks they, like, maybe leaned into their Hollywood image?
A little bit, yeah. And she also points out, that the real Annabelle doll.
Yeah.
Just a regular Raggedy Ann doll.
Right.
Nothing really scary about the way she looks.
Yeah.
And she thinks that the media, they kind of sensationalized everything.
Oh, yeah.
Played up like the fear factor.
Definitely.
without much proof.
Right. So it's like, a classic example of the story is more interesting than the reality.
Totally.
Yeah.
And she's skeptical too about, the Warrens' claims about the history of all those objects in the museum. It's like a lot of it is just take our word for it.
And ultimately there's no definitive proof to prove or disprove anything about Annabelle.
Right.
But I think that's what makes it so interesting, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, okay, where does all of that leave us?
Good question.
We've got the Warrens saying demonic possession.
Mm-hmm.
We've got skeptics questioning, all the evidence.
Right.
And then this whole idea of, pop culture shaping how we see things.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, about Annabelle. Is she genuinely possessed by a demon?
Mm-hmm.
Is she just a product of, our cultural anxieties?
Right.
Or is it something else entirely?
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
It is. Really is. But I think if you're interested in this stuff at all, it's worth digging into it.
Yeah.
Check out the source material.
Absolutely.
Because paranormal investigations, they always raise more questions than answers.
So true. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah.
I gotta say, next time I see a Raggedy Ann doll,
yeah,
I might think twice.
Probably a good idea.
Just saying.
I don't blame you.
All right.
See ya.